Remove this food from your fridge now. It can cause cancer. What's up, everyone? Before we dive into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button, because here you'll always find content that can improve your health and even save lives. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, because every week we bring you fresh tips and science-based information. Today's topic is serious. We're going to talk about foods that might be sitting in your fridge right now that can increase your risk of cancer in the future. And more than just raising awareness, I'm going to show you exactly what to do to protect yourself and take better care of your health and your family. So stick with me until the end, because this video could make all the difference. You know there's a silent and treacherous enemy hiding right now on the door or shelf of your fridge? It's not spoiled food, but rather a product that most of us consume daily. A food that, when stored improperly or consumed in excess, can turn into a chemical cocktail capable of releasing highly toxic substances, drastically increasing the risk of serious diseases, including cancer. It may sound like a horror movie, but it's pure scientific truth. Stay with me, because in this video, I'm going to expose what this food is, explain the dangerous chemical reaction that occurs with it, and most importantly, give you the exact step-by-step process to protect yourself and safeguard your family's health starting today. If you have ham, turkey breast, or sausages in your fridge, you need to watch this until the end. Let's get straight to the point. Not every food we put in the fridge is harmless. Some, by their very composition and need for chemical preservation, are true nutritional time bombs. This is not just about the growth of bacteria and fungi in the cold, humid environment. It's about the internal chemistry of the food itself. Highly processed foods are loaded with additives, the most dangerous being nitrates, NO3, and nitrites, NO2, of sodium and potassium. These are powerful preservatives used to keep that appetizing red or pink color. Nitrite is essential to prevent botulism, a rare but deadly food poisoning. The problem is not the nitrite itself, but its conversion. Under certain conditions, such as prolonged storage, exposure to oxygen after opening, excessive heat, like frying bacon, or even the acidic environment of our stomach, these nitrates and nitrites undergo a conversion reaction. They react with amines, substances present in meat proteins, and form the dreaded N-Nitrosamines. The real villain here, which you urgently need to rethink in terms of consumption and storage, is processed meats and cold cuts. We're talking about sausages, ham, mortadella, bacon, salami, and even that light turkey breast. The risk lies in the formation of nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are scientifically classified as potentially carcinogenic, strongly linked to an increased risk of colorectal, stomach, and esophageal cancers. To make it crystal clear, science has no more room for debate here. In 2015, the World Health Organization, WHO, through the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, officially classified processed meats in Group 1, the same group as tobacco, asbestos, and plutonium. This means there is sufficient scientific evidence to classify them as carcinogenic to humans. Chronic consumption, that daily sandwich, is what keeps your body in constant contact with these agents. Why does the danger increase in the fridge? Because almost everyone makes 4 critical storage mistakes that intensify both microbial and chemical action. First, reusing the open package, oxidation acceleration. The number one mistake is keeping the leftover cold cuts in the original plastic packaging or loosely wrapped in plastic film. Once opened, the surface of the food is exposed to air and fridge humidity, accelerating lipid and preservative oxidation. The original packaging is also porous, allowing cross-contamination from microorganisms already present in your fridge. Second, the wrong spot. Temperature variation. Many people store these cold cuts in the fridge door, but the door is the area with the most temperature fluctuations every time it's opened. creating the perfect environment for microbial growth and the activation of nitrosamine formation. The ideal place is the coldest section, usually the top shelf or the deli drawer if your fridge has one, maintaining temperatures between 0°C and 4°C. Third, the false expiration date, post-opening shelf life. The date printed on the package only applies to the product when sealed. Once opened, the shelf life drops drastically, regardless of the final date shown. Eating ham that's been open for 10 days is unsafe. The risk of contamination by bacteria like Listeria monocytogenes increases exponentially after the 5th day of opening, even if the food doesn't look or smell spoiled. Fourth, improper storage of leftovers, the recycling danger. Many people make a quick sandwich with cold cuts that have been sitting open for days and then put them back again. Constant handling without proper hand or utensil hygiene speeds up deterioration. Never leave processed meats out of the fridge for more than 2 hours once opened. How can you protect yourself? The first and most radical step is to drastically reduce or eliminate the consumption of these foods. But if you do consume them, follow these 4 golden rules to minimize the risk and make smarter choices. The 3-day rule. Once opened, consume within 3 to 5 days maximum. Buy in small quantities. If needed, freeze smaller vacuum-sealed portions for future use, but be aware that the texture will change. The hermetic glass jar. Immediately transfer the leftover food to a hermetically sealed glass container. Glass is inert, doesn't transfer substances, and airtight sealing prevents oxygen entry and cross-contamination. Always label the jar with the opening date. The smart substitution. What to prioritize. Reduce dependence on processed meats. Replace them with alternatives that contain fewer additives. Choose fresh meats prepared at home. Shredded chicken, cooked ground beef, boiled eggs, fresh white cheeses, ricotta, cottage, farmer's cheese, or, if you must buy cold cuts, look for labels that guarantee 0 nitrites and nitrates. Some products use vegetable extracts like celery as natural. Preservatives. Water and antioxidants. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid, and vitamin E are known to inhibit the formation of nitrosamines. If you're eating a sandwich with processed meat, add leafy greens, tomatoes, or drink citrus juice, since consuming these antioxidants can partially mitigate the risk. Now you have both the scientific knowledge and the practical rules to make conscious decisions. That ham, sausage, or bacon, foods that seem practical and harmless, can be a risk factor if you don't change your habits. The secret to a long and healthy life is not just what you eat, but how you store it. It's a cycle. Avoid excessive consumption, and if you do consume, ensure perfect storage to break the cycle of nitrosamine formation. Remember, health is an investment, not an expense. Share this video to warn someone you care about and leave a comment below. Which of these foods will you start storing differently or cut out from your shopping list altogether? Let's start the change today.